Just asked you to take the lead on this, and here's your plan. Would you say now that if one or both of the chambers rejects this expanded gambling proposal, that it's then up to them to find another $760 million in cuts?
Well, just let me say this. I have been pleased and quite frankly a little surprised at the willingness to work together to deal with these difficult issues. And so to this point, I have been pleased with what I've experienced in this final day process. I think it would be not helpful for me to characterize what may happen if certain decisions are made or not made. I've just tried to lay out what I think is the best pathway forward. And as I said, it's not intended to be an ending point, but a beginning point. And I'm sure there'll be lots of further discussions. But I do believe what I've put forth is a way forward that will not be satisfying to many people, and in every respect is not totally satisfying to me. But I think given the choices that I am facing and we are facing, that in my judgment, this is the most reasonable way to move forward.
When you say ask them, do you have a contingency that if they do not want to go along with slots, do you have a list of cuts that said, okay, well, this is what this is what I believe we'll have to do then?
In my judgment, it would be very difficult to deal with this budget gap with only making cuts or reducing spending. I do not see how that is possible.
Governor, are you still confident are you confident you can get this budget approved in time for you to sign it before July 1st?
I certainly hope so, and I can tell you that, I mean, nearly every morning this week, I've met with the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House, and that continues to be our shared goal. We talk about that as being something that all three of us want to see accomplished, and so we're working to try to get that done.
Governor, Senator Harris has made it pretty clear that he opposes expanded gambling without a vote of the people. How do you overcome his objections and others who hold that view?
Mark, I can only tell you that for me this is the right course of action, and I think that I share this with the Speaker and the President, and I think it would be inappropriate for me to characterize anything that the Senator may choose to do in terms of reaction to this proposal. Those reactions will need to come from him.
Governor, if you have this kind of expanded gambling, will that affect the ability of Native Americans to expand gambling in Ohio, or do you consider this the same class of gambling that we already have?
I do not know of any legal basis for what we're doing now, providing any legal basis for Native American gambling. I'll defer to my legal counsel for his judgment on the issue, but is this in response to the question, is this action likely to make it more difficult for us to keep other forms of gambling from entering our state?
No, I don't think that this has a meaningful impact on that question.
Well, of course, there's always need for contingency planning, and what I have asked my legal staff to look at is what is the very latest point at which a budget would need to be signed without causing serious disruptions within state government. And is it okay to speak, but I say we believe that the 2nd of July would be sort of a drop-dead point without having either a budget signed or a continuing resolution in place, and that has to do with matters of payroll, I think. And so our goal is to have it finished and completed and signed by the end of the month.
If we have to go to some kind of continuing resolution, have there been discussions about how that happens?
No particular discussions. I think we know how that would happen. It would not be a desirable thing to have happen because my understanding is we could not have just a continuing resolution at current levels of funding. But that continued spending would have to be consistent with what would be required to actually have a balanced budget, and that could be hugely disruptive. So we want to avoid that if at all possible. That's why I think, as I've said 3 or 4 times here, the negotiations that are underway are being carried out in a respectful manner that gives me hope that we can resolve these matters before the beginning of the fiscal year. Well, thank you all. I think, no other questions? I appreciate you.